guys, and thank you for joining us on this historic day.
Historic.
This day will be written about in the history books for a very long time. But before we get to that, we are the Office Blokes. How are you doing? I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Together, we are the Office Blokes. That was my best voiceover voice. Do you think
Very
it was
nice.
all right?
Yeah, lovely.
Shy, that's pure ASMR. That's pure honey in people's ears. That
Fuck yeah. Bad boy, mate.
it's gone to my head. Right then, it turns out our Prime Minister has is going, isn't he?
Do you know the funny thing is I was looking at stats today about how long certain prime ministers have been in office.
They were talking about it on the radio as well.
Right, and he's done something like he's about 21 days behind Theresa May.
Yeah.
So if he stays in power, which he says he's going to, well, they get an interim, they get a new leader.
Yeah, if it takes
then
22 days.
Yeah, he will do, because it'll be till October.
Right.
So however long it'll be more than a month to get a new leader, because they'll have to go through different voting stages, won't they? And then sieve out all the fucking useless fuckers, which didn't
take a long time.
Yeah, which will take a hell of a. Well, it shouldn't take that long, really.
Didn't do a good job last time, did they?
And I was a big fan of Boris years ago.
Years ago.
Yeah. And then he just turned into a complete and utter fucking knobhead, didn't he?
I think he's been caught out doing all the stuff that we know politicians all get up to.
Yeah.
But because he's fallen out of favour with the public and with his sort of his colleagues, now people have gone, we're not going to let you get away with that shit. They're all probably up to.
He's definitely jobs for the boys politician, isn't he?
Big time.
And he's a career politician. You know, he does it for himself. He's not doing it for the country. He's just all about him.
I think he thinks that he does the best for the country. I think he intends to, but I think it's lining his and his mates' pockets.
Absolutely.
Along
they all
the
are.
ride.
Do you know what I found out yesterday? I don't know if you know this, right? Do you know Nadeem Zahawi?
Yeah.
He went in to speak to Boris on the night before Boris resigned, and they offered him the job of health secretary, and he said, no, I want to be Chancellor of the Exchequer, or I'm resigning. So he made him Chancellor of the Exchequer. Nadeem Zahawi is worth millions and millions. Do you know why? He owns that polling, do you know YouGov?
Really?
He owns that.
How's that private? What the fuck?
Mate, I'm telling you, you dig deep into any of these corrupt little fuckers,
Yeah.
right, and you'll find all kinds of shit fucking festering
Shouldn't
of who
it-
they own and what companies have been given fucking contracts.
Well, shouldn't, let's say the education secretary, shouldn't they be an expert in education?
It should be a successful headmaster.
It should
for
be
me.
on merit.
It should be for me. It should be like a very successful headmaster. Should be the head of education.
Yeah.
Right. So he knows how it works. He's been in there. He knows how it all fucking pans out. He knows what curriculums need to be done.
Yeah, of course.
Put him in place. It's like the Chancellor. Martin Lewis should be the fucking Chancellor for this country by far.
Have a master's,
There's no one better.
A master's degree in economics.
Yeah.
It should be minimum. Not just, I'm going to resign if you don't give me that job.
Well, what I don't get about the government is he's saying, right, he's fucking transport manager, transport secretary, and then tomorrow they have a reshuffle and he's gone from transport secretary to the health secretary, and you're like, hey?
Yeah.
Fucking, how did they fucking figure that out?
It's because most of them keep pinching their secretary's bums and
Yeah,
then
well,
getting moved to another
fucking,
department.
I said to you before, Chris Hansen on fucking Catch a Predator would have been fucking buzzing down on 10 Downing Street earlier on. He'd have been down there, you.
I would love cameras set up on all of them when they're all sat around with each other and just watch Chris Hansen walk in with a little clipboard.
Yeah.
And just watch how many faces go.
Yeah. Or Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
Wheel her
Jesus.
in and go, which one did you say? And watch them all fucking scatter like rats. Innit?
Yeah. Anyway, for a channel that doesn't do politics, we're doing pretty well today.
I'm big on politics in my personal life.
I think the difference is we'll talk UK politics all day, but we're not going to tell other countries how to live their lives. We've got opinions, but we're here for fun. We're not here for...
Just do your own thing.
Yeah, we're not here to preach politics. Right, well, let's do it. Boris Johnson's funniest moments caught on camera. Let's do this.
Boris Johnson, the UK's new Prime Minister. Love him or hate him,
Good luck with your preposterous ideas.
you simply
How British was that?
Yeah, it's great.
She didn't even pause. Just went straight
yeah.
past him. Good luck with your preposterous ideas.
You know when they had the was it the G9,
G7.
G7 when they did it in St Ives, and like Biden was there and people like that. There's a video of someone, because I've been going to St Ives since I was a little kid. I know the place like the back of my hand, and there's there's a local that is absolutely giving it to Boris. You know,
Really?
when, people are trying to take pictures and stuff, and someone is absolutely crucifying him, and it's just one of them where it's like, okay.
He kind of stands up. But one thing for Boris, he wanted Britain to be Britain. He wanted to try and bring Britain back from what it was.
Make Britain great again.
Yeah, exactly, sort of thing. Yeah, and that's what he's always wanted.
Yeah.
So he's always wanted to do that. Magpie.
Yeah, Magpie. Yeah.
But it's the way he's gone about it is a bit sort of like he's a bit of a buffoon, and he's sort of like his gimmick sort of style of the way he acts puts everybody off. It leaves a bad taste for a lot of people.
He's gone for Hugh Grant in every movie, where you just just bumbling idiot.
He's a super intelligent guy.
I know.
You know,
speaks loads of languages.
Yeah, he knows everything. He doesn't forget much, but unless it's a corruption fucking scandal, and all of a sudden he's fucking forgot it. But for me, he got in on a major sort of like voting. What's
Technicality.
the word? No. Landslide, let's say.
It was 80%, wasn't it?
Because he was up against fucking Corbyn, who was bad. And if he stand for re-election now against someone really, really good in Labour, it'd be the opposite. People would swing again to the other side because they can't trust him anymore because he's been caught lying for like 17 times.
Well, it was a guy called Boris or a communist. That was the choice.
Ignore him.
Can you get me a rope?
What is
Great
it?
supine protoplasmic invertebrate jellies.
As London Mayor, he became king of the photo op.
Look.
Although they didn't always go without slip-ups.
Leave him to it. He's a grown man.
He became a leading advocate for Brexit, attempting to explain the evils of EU membership through the waving of different foods.
They cut out the £350 million a week that the NHS would save on the side of that bus, didn't they?
If you believe that, you believe anything.
The things he comes up with and the words he used, the words he. I mean, you've seen that phrase he said before.
Yeah.
Which I have no idea what it was.
No one does. But he comes up with something. Even when he does PMQs and he talks to like Keir Starmer or whatever, and he's going across some of the words he used. I can see Starmer looking at him going like, "I fucking no idea what you're on about, mate."
What it is.
Yeah.
He has had his costs massively increased by Brussels bureaucrats who have insisted that each kipper must be accompanied by a plastic ice pillow.
It turns out that probably isn't true, but it's not the only big claim by Boris to come under scrutiny.
You lied to the people of London in your
Oh,
election.
get stuff. That figure represents accurately the gross sum that is
But the
sent.
gross sum is meaningless. You've got
Well,
the
then,
rebate,
okay.
you've got the public subsidy, so the
well,
true
there's-
sum is 161 million, as best as anyone can get to. Right.
Which is not in itself to be sneezed at.
He's often been accused of running from difficult questions.
You're sackable, Foreign Secretary.
Finding ingenious methods to avoid being pinned down by journalists. And of course, he's always played down his chances of becoming PM in the past.
As I've said many times before, and I've used all sorts of expressions to describe what is the impossibilia, the adjunta. It is not going to happen. It is more likely that, as I say, I will be reincarnated as an olive, or knocked in a disused fridge, or decapitated by a flying frisbee.
He even ruled himself
Jesus
out of the last Tory leadership contest with this self-assessment.
I have concluded that person cannot be me.
But the Back Boris campaign has carried him all the way to number 10. This is going to be eventful.
So that was
Yeah, that was him just getting just getting prime minister.
It's him just being an absolute buffoon, which kind of, in its own way, is charming. There's an element of that then, where it was like, this bumbling idiot, but he's our idiot. If you know, he's like a Jeremy Clarkson sort of character.
Yeah, but when you're a politician, you shouldn't be like that, should you? You're there to run the country.
It's a popularity contest.
Yeah,
It isn't. I think what he is a career politician, but at the same time, I think he's a very, very, very good politician. If that makes sense. He's a nutcase of a person.
I mean,
he knows how it works, doesn't he?
Absolutely,
he
he does.
He made some pretty big gaffes, like, as foreign secretary, didn't he? What's the woman that was imprisoned in Iran? on, because they said she was a spy, she was a journalist.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then he said she's not. She's just out there training journalists. And then the Iranians are like, okay, lock and key. See you later.
There was more to it.
I know there's loads more to it, and I know it was essentially blackmail because we owed him loads of money and things like that. But
that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
For as clever as he is, I think he's a dope as well.
I'm not sure. He's gone from being the mayor of London to the foreign secretary to the prime minister in short space of time with a massive majority vote swing, and even turned places like Middlesbrough and places that have never wouldn't even entertain a Conservative candidate over the years. I'm trying to think of others that are up that way, but there was a few places in that
Cleveland
area, Cleveland, all that. Places like that where there was a proper red wall of politics up there.
Through, aren't they?
Yeah.
Been for
and he changed them into being into Tory areas.
He's played the political game well.
He's very good at it.
But if it's like been a house of cards from day one. You can tell it's been based on a lot of, like he said, he wouldn't run as PM. He's the worst person to lead the party. Yeah. Kel Surprise, all of a sudden he's the prime minister of the country.
Because that's how you play the game, and he's played it better than anyone else that can do it. But then again, when you look at the other potential candidates to be a prime minister in both parties, have Labour and Conservative, and if you want to take into consideration the other parties that sort of like sit around the periphery, none of them are fucking capable of doing it, to be fair. No. I'm just looking at the candidates today of who's going to be the next leader. I'm looking going, nope. And then before you know, you've gone through all the no's, you're back to the fucking top of the pack again.
Well, even last time they got like Theresa May, and before she was in the running for it, you wouldn't have thought about her as being a leader of the Conservative Party at all, would you?
No.
Not in a million years.
No.
And the same's true now with most of their sort of politicians.
But you've seen some people jockey for that position already, where you've got people like Nadeem Zahawi, who's gone in from being nobody, well, not nobody, whatever position he held before. You look at the Tory bench, the front benches. I'm looking at them going, I don't even know who you are. I've never even. Now they're bringing people in for the new cabinet. I'm looking at them going, I've never even heard of you.
Yeah, there's loads like that.
Yeah,
loads of them.
But
they're all the same, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all full of shit.
All politicians are the same.
All full of shit, lying, fucking scandalous, fucking con merchants.
I do think a lot of them get into it. They get into it for noble reasons. They get interested in it when they're young, and because a lot of them surround themselves with politics when they're teenagers, don't they? Because it interests them so much. I think a lot of them get into it for noble reasons, but very quickly it's like,
what, that they can't get a girlfriend?
Yeah,
so then they start abusing people in fucking Parliament.
Yeah, because you can do what you want.
It seems that way.
Yeah. But I think it's very quickly corrupted. And I'm not saying they're all corrupt, but I'm saying I think they're human and they're very easily corrupted. It's like, how much do you want to pay in tax, or do you want to give that contract out to this person instead, and then you can write this off against that, and then maybe I'll scratch your back and you can use my holiday home in somewhere. And
lobbying's been the bare point of corruption for years and years and years, about how much donations you make to a certain party, to what questions you can get asked, and how you can get things done in the constituency you live in.
Yeah,
and I never see when we were under one of the politicians there, Graham Brady. Fucking never seen him asking any questions on PMQ. I watch it all the time, and I'm like, fucking, where's he? I never even see him.
Yeah,
I've never seen him.
Yeah.
The only time I see him is when shit's going down and he's head of this 1922 committee.
Yeah.
But I'm like, and he's in such a safe seat. I don't think his seats are going to be that safe next time.
You don't think so?
Yeah, where's his constituency?
Hale
and
Altrincham West, isn't it?
I thought it was Sale and Altrincham or something like that.
Sale and Altrincham West.
I think it is. Hale
comes under Altrincham, I guess.
Yeah, because my dad's given him a grilling before, so it is Sale. Right,
I think that's included in it, isn't it?
Yeah, Sale and Altrincham West, I think it is.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know.
Either way, exciting times. We get to get a new PM at some point, and it's.
Who's your money on? Who do you think it's going to be?
I don't know enough about them because, like the people that have resigned, they could still throw the hat in the ring.
Everyone can. Everyone's an open game.
Yeah. So someone like Rishi Sunak is probably a contender, isn't he? But I don't know. There's loads of them that I've never heard of or know anything about that are probably popular within the party. So.
Yeah, Rishi Sunak or Jeremy Hunt spring to mind.
For me, can't be Jeremy Hunt.
Although I hope it is Jeremy Hunt.
It just could be. Not that I'd vote for him for that, but I think they're just two that stand out, because obviously Jeremy Hunt was standing against Boris when he went for leadership this time, and he did quite well, I think.
Jeremy Hunt, another one who's got and Dominic Raab, who's got loads of other businesses which have got government contracts.
Jeremy Chunt.
Jeremy Chunt. But the other one is I'm going for a top three: Rishi Sunak, Sajid Javid, Nadeem Zahawi. 3 true British gentlemen to.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, who knows?
Well, one of them's Nadim Zahawi's a Iraqi refugee.
Is
Came
he
over when he was a kid as an Iraqi refugee.
But he's a
multi-millionaire now.
He's a citizen of the country.
£29 million a month or something he earns.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Why would you bother being a politician for all the stick?
Otherwise, he wouldn't be getting that kind of money. I don't think it's 29 million a month. It's 29 million and something. Yeah. But it's maybe a week. But that's being a politician gets him that money, mate. That's what happens.
Although look at Sunak. I mean, he's married into money. Well, he's worth
billions.
But I mean, I think his wife's worth billions, isn't she?
Yeah. Non-domicile as well. His wife doesn't live over here apparently.
Yeah.
Although she's been at number 11 for a few years now.
Yeah. I think that's going to change soon, isn't it? I think
and he's a green card holder, which you're not allowed to be.
I think the press were going on about that like a few months ago now, wasn't it? They were sort of really getting the teeth into it, so I'm not sure whether she was going to start paying tax down.
What did he do? Dipped his head. You didn't see him for fucking weeks.
Yeah.
He just went missing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But turned up on holiday in California or somewhere.
That's another case of they try and get us away with as much as they can. Then when someone mentions it, then they say, I didn't know about that. And,
that Nadim Zahawi, what I saw yesterday, that he put his expenses in 63p for a stapler, 29p for a pencil, and 59p for a fucking pen or something.
Where's he buying his pencils
from? He's worth millions.
Yeah,
and he fucking put his fucking expense. It's fucking scandalous.
You know what? They should shame him.
Yeah.
They should all be in a big queue, and they should shout out what their expenses are, and they'll go. This millionaire walks up and you go 29p for a pencil. Have we got that?
just go that and go. Nah, mate. How much is this? Oh, position closed. Fuck off. Is what they should do.
No, just shame them. Because would anyone sat around this table put in an expense for a 29p pencil?
No.
And if someone did, you'd take the mickey out of them. You'd be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
It's madness. So shame them. Absolutely,
but that's what happens.
But again, they probably all do it. That's the thing, isn't
absolutely
it? You shame him, you shame all 600 other MPs probably, don't you?
And why aren't they buying pencils on bulk and handing them out? They could be getting them for 2p per pencil. What's wrong with them?
You can buy from Zahawi pencil supplies. No, that's where you can get them from.
What's wrong there is if they go to a centralised procurement, they'd have to go out for tender, which means it could go to any position. But if they do it personally, they can give it to the mates, and probably provide his mate with a contract of issuing 2 million pencils a year at 69p each, when really they're about 8p.
Yeah,
and that's how it works.
That's a perfect encapsulation.
Sounds about right.
That's how it works. But if you dig deep into them all, they're all full of shit and they're all scandalous.
Exactly.
They're all benefiting from everything else that goes on, and no one declares shit, and everyone fucking corrupt.
He's just been the master of his own downfall. He's just been putting his foot in it.
And if they don't like it, let's have a chat about it.
Yeah.
With this proof everywhere.
Anyway, that 2.5 minute reaction lasted, didn't it? So, who do you want to be our PM? Do you care? Do you give a shit?
I hope it's Sajid Javid, because he's my son's constituent.
Yeah.
And he's wrote him a nice letter to my son, thanking him for some of the work he did in his
community. Thanking him for the backhanders.
But yeah, there you go. New Prime Minister coming our way very soon.
Could be one of us.
Watch this, but it could be, yeah. So if you want to vote for one of us, let us know, and we'll put our name forward in the hat. One of us will become a Conservative. Probably Mike. He's the closest. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.